Whose eyes are these? Ruthless hunters? Lethal venomous beings? Or perhaps rare, enigmatic creatures? What explains the vast diversity in animal eye patterns? And why do so many of them defy our intuition? Now imagine we zoom in, just on the iris. Could you tell if that oracle-like pattern belongs to something harmless or deadly? If we look closely, every pupil, no matter its shape, hides vital clues: what that creature needs to see, what it must flee from, how it hunts, and, most importantly, how it survives. But those answers don't come easily. They're part of a deeper evolutionary puzzle. To decode it, we must first understand the structure behind the spectacle, the eye. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive in. We begin with the camera-type eye, found in all vertebrates and some invertebrates. In essence, it's a sphere, or nearly so, with two lenses working in harmony. On the outer surface, the cornea acts as the first barrier and surprisingly handles most of the focusing in air. This happens because the difference in refractive index between air and cornea bends the incoming light rays. Behind it lies the lens, a flexible, biconvex disc that fine-tunes the focus, projecting a clear image onto the retina. A curved sheet lined with light receptors. In humans, roughly 1/3 of light convergence comes from the lens, the rest from the cornea. But take just a few inches underwater, and everything changes. There's no air and water clings to the cornea, rendering its refraction power almost useless. That's why things look blurry when we open our eyes in a pool. Fish, dolphins, and other aquatic animals solve this elegantly. They evolved nearly spherical lenses with a gradual density gradient, denser at the center, lighter at the edges, eliminating blur and achieving clarity on the retina. For seals and sea lions, the solution is different. They drop the pronounced curvature of the cornea and go for a flatter surface, which performs well both above and below the surface. The final touch? Their ciliary muscles. They dramatically reshape the lens, thinning it for air, thickening it for water, like photographers swapping lenses in a heartbeat. A perfect system for creatures navigating between dry and wet worlds. Back to our eyes. It's in the retina where electrical alchemy unfolds. Rods capture shadows. Cones decode colors. Every neural pulse creates a mosaic of electricity, which the brain transforms into vision. But before light hits the retina, it must pass through the gatekeeper, the pupil, a living diaphragm, sometimes narrow as a blade, sometimes wide as an abyss, carefully regulating how much light crosses that threshold. Some creatures have taken this feature to the extreme. The nautilus, an ancient mollusk, doesn't even use a lens. Its eye works like a pinhole camera. A tiny hole softly projects the world in black and white. Widening the opening would bring in more light, but blur everything. So it settles for dimness in exchange for limited sharpness. At the other end of the spectrum, we have the harpy eagle, queen of the tropical skies. Like other large birds, it has eyes nearly as big as ours, squeezed into a smaller skull. Its pupils contract and expand across a range 40 times greater than ours. Thin films inside its eyes sharpen vision even more, up to 4 times better than ours. They can spot a fleeing monkey from 200 meters away, a goat kid darting through rocky terrain from 300 meters, even a rabbit zigzagging at 3 kilometers. True predator vision, sharp, precise, relentless. Owls, on the other hand, use a completely different blueprint. Their pupils are massive, their lenses are cylindrical, their retinas are elongated tubes, pointing like telescopes toward prey. But there's a cost. Their huge eyes are fused to the skull. They don't roll. Instead, they turn their heads with stunning precision, rotating up to 270 degrees, a trick our stiff necks can only dream of. Out on the grasslands, other adaptations appear. Goats, sheep, and antelope feature horizontal pupils, like panoramic windows. With eyes on the sides of their heads, they need to scan nearly 300 degrees for threats. That slit-shaped pupil brings in more sidelight, softens vertical contrast, and keeps the horizon sharp, even while running. But grazing introduces a new problem. When they lower their heads to eat, their eyes tilt down. To fix this, They rotate their eyeballs inside the socket, keeping the pupil parallel to the ground. An invisible, yet critical, muscular trick for survival. Many ungulates, goat-like animals, also possess a strange curtain, the corpora nigra. It hangs from the iris like a visor shading the upper retina when the sun blazes, cutting glare while preserving motion detection on the ground, where danger waits. On the predator side, things get darker. Small and mid-sized felines, from servals to your house cat, feature vertical slit pupils. They're solitary hunters, active at dawn and dusk, nestled in tall grass, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their eyes are built to emphasize shallow depth of field, blurring the background to estimate distance based on how out of focus the prey appears. They also enhance pattern disparity between both eyes, making it easier to triangulate a target. The vertical slit operates brilliantly. When narrow, it keeps the image crisp, even in daylight. When wide, it pulls in light with impressive night vision. That slit can expand 135 times its smallest size. In humans, only about 15 times. That's why a cat prowls confidently, under sun or moon. But what about the big cats? Lions and tigers. Why don't they have slits? The answer is simple. They hunt both day and night, so they need eyes that adjust quickly to changes in brightness. Round, large pupils handle that better. The same holds true for leopards, jaguars, snow leopards, pumas, even hyenas, who might look like dogs, but genetically lean feline. Domestic cats, being smaller and stealthier, prefer slits for finer light control in bright conditions. In short, each pupil shape fits its hunting strategy. The gecko pushes the envelope even further. This quirky reptile has pupils that, in daylight, collapse into a series of tiny pinholes or intricate shapes. Each hole acts like a micro camera, creating slightly offset images on the retina. By measuring the gaps between those duplicates, the lizard calculates distances with pinpoint accuracy, essential for leaping from branch to branch. At night, all those holes merge into a single dark oval, grabbing every photon it can. Underwater, the cuttlefish wears a bizarre W-shaped pupil. From the front, it looks decorative, but functionally, it softens the incoming overhead light and balances the ocean's vertical brightness. Since they only see in grayscale, cuttlefish use light polarization, a trick made possible by their unique photoreceptor arrangement. Some say the rippled edge also helps disguise the eye's outline among rocks and seaweed. Then there's the four-eyed fish, a master of dual perception. It actually has two eyeballs, each split in half. The top section, with a flat lens, watches above water for insects. The bottom half, spherical, scans for predators below. Two realities, one aperture, one mind. Across all these examples, one thing becomes clear. The eye wasn't crafted by a divine watchmaker, but hammered into shape by a tireless blacksmith. Each microscopic improvement offered an edge. A millisecond quicker to spot the hawk, a few inches closer for a flawless strike. So drop a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. It's free, and it ensures you stay with us on this journey. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have you seen our brand new Friday the 13th ebook? It just dropped, and it's exclusive for those who want to go deeper than the videos. Packed with real stories, hidden symbols, eerie coincidences, and chilling facts. It's the kind of read that lingers in your mind and makes you see ordinary dates in extraordinary ways. The link to check it out is right there in the description. And while you're here, if you're still watching this, it means you're part of the rare few who truly want to understand how the world works, beyond the surface. That's why your super like isn't just appreciated, it's a signal that this kind of content matters. And yes, it seriously helps the channel grow and continue to uncover the truths others ignore. Here at Mindvault, we pour our energy into every episode. Every script takes hours, sometimes days, of research, cross-checking, and crafting. Why? Because when you hit play, we want you to receive real insight, wrapped in mystery, emotion, and impact. Have you explored the rest of the channel yet? You'll be amazed by the variety of mind-bending topics we dive into. Forgotten science, impossible biology, bizarre moments in history, hidden decisions that shape civilizations, and conspiracies that still raise questions. And the best part? Every single story is tailored for curious minds like yours. Minds that ask, wonder, and see beyond. Subscribe now and become part of our growing community. You're not just a viewer here. You're the reason this channel even exists. Your presence is strong, valuable, rare. And if you thought this video was good, just wait. Because here at Mindvault, curiosity never sleeps. It evolves into knowledge. Friday the 13th ebook, now available in the description. Super like ready? We truly appreciate it. Take a tour through our channel. Start your own journey. Mindvault is your new knowledge obsession.